Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to another video log. I haven't been doing a lot of video logs, but I've been doing a lot of stuff. One of the things that kept me very busy was that I bought some stuff in an auction from the old company that I used to work on. They went bankrupt around December, and the stuff was up for auctioning, and I was checking the prices, and it was a lot of material. The price was not that high, and I felt that I could flip that into a profit, and I just bid a reasonable amount, and no one else outbid me, so I ended up with a lot of stuff. And the photos that they took from the place were slightly just focusing on one corner. When I arrived there were a lot more other stuff that I wasn't really expecting or assuming, or I don't know. So I ended up getting my house filled to the top with stuff, all sorts of electronics, computer stuff. For those who know, the company did interactive installations, so I have a lot of hardware, electronic hardware, but also like cameras, motors, all sorts of different things. I have a lot of batteries for like lipo batteries or nickel batteries for like remote controlled stuff. I have like a dozen of them at least. I have a lot of Wi-Fi routers and switches, um, with antennas, without antennas, expensive, cheap. I got a whole lot of them. Access cameras. I have like at least half a dozen access cameras. I'm gonna try to install at least one or two extra ones here so I can improve my setup. And I'm gonna try to sell the rest of them. I have to start working on the document and list everything there. Electrical boards. I have two electrical boards. I'm never gonna need an electrical board. What do I do with an electrical board? Sell it to an electrician or something. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Cables of all shapes and sizes. Cables for HDMI, cables for DP, a lot of cables for VGA, cables for audio. I have golden HDMI cables. I have golden DP cables. I have so many stuff. I haven't seen if I have any DVI, but I'm pretty sure that I have some DVI cables around there as well. For sure, I won't need any new cables whatsoever. Probably some SCART cables also lying around, and a lot of audio cables. They are like too short or don't work or something like that. A lot of cables. I have a lot of cables, like boxes full of cables that it will be impossible to check or sell because they're too cheap to sell. Um, Dozens of little battery slots. You know those things when you have a toy car and in the background you when you flip it you put the battery into a thing, so it's like a small plastic slot where you put the batteries into. So we were doing some electronics at the company. We were doing some electronics with those kind of things, and we were gonna prototype like 200 issues of these small robot cars, and we ended up with the slots for the batteries, and I have like 200 of them. I don't even do electronics. What I'm gonna do with like, well, maybe not 200, maybe like 50, something like that. I have a lot of them. Haven't counted them yet, but yeah, I have to. I don't know what to do with those. um Dmx controllers. I have a few Dmx controllers which might be useful for inertia stuff. Genio wanted them at least. I don't know what he's gonna do them. I guess control lights. That's what you do with Dmx controllers. I have a lot of floodlights as well, for construction and stuff like that. You put them on the ground and they just light everything up. That's cool if I ever want to do construction work, I guess, or an interactive installation that needs those. I also have normal LED lights for light bulbs that I don't have. We'll try to sell them as well. Random electronic components of all shapes and sizes, little cables, connecting cables, little thingies, motors, rotary things, all sorts of little components. What else? I have an FM antenna. Never know when you're gonna need an FM radio antenna. I have one of those. I have a violin bow. Does it come with a violin? No, I just have the bow. I guess it might be useful if I ever learn to play the guitar that I have. I could try to use the bow on the guitar. I don't know. crappy power supplies. We have a lot of crappy power supplies. Power supplies of all shapes and sizes for computer without being for computer. But mostly our computer case ones that were reused for some interactive installation stuff. Have quite a few of those. Some graphic cards, sound cards as well, like very small ones. They are completely useless, just two ways, and you probably get noise out of them. I have a couple of those. I have a DI, I think it's called. I have a Quattro. I have to list that all and try to get rid of them because I don't have any use for them. I have a West Digital NAS box without hard drives. But if I get them hard drives, I can back up my stuff into an NAS. More cables. Did I mention that I have cables? I have a lot of cables. Audio cables, VGA cables, all sorts of cables. I have a new monitor, which is useful if one of these four that I'm using right now ever breaks. I have an extra monitor lying around. Haven't tested if it worked though. Maybe it's a little broken. What else? Little motors, little racing cars as well with the speedometer and stuff, and like a special path that you can put papers in the ground, and the paper has like a gradient, so the cars know from the gradient what side of the track they're on. It's really interesting. I have 7 remotely controlled mouse and keyboard. Those that you put like a USB dongle, just work. I have like 7 of them. Don't know if they all work, but I have like 7 of them. Computer fans, I have a lot of computer fans, like 20 computer fans or something like that. Will they ever fit on my computer? Probably not, but I have a lot of them. If something ever needs cooling, I do have computer fans to try to hook up and get it some better cooling. Did I mention I have cables? I have a lot of cables. Cables of all shapes and sizes, big, small, medium, golden, standard, non-working. I have a lot of those. I have no clue if I will ever be able to test all of those cables if they work at all. But, well, I have them. Luckily, it also came with some shelves and closets of some sort. So I have 2 new closets at home and 3 shell cabinets. I installed 2 of them in the studio here, which is taking up a bit of a room to pile all the stuff on. And another one was gonna go for the pantry, I think it's called. Replace one of the wooden shelf thingies that we have there, because this metallic one is slightly wider. So we'll fit better, we'll take more stuff, and we'll reuse the wooden somewhere else in the house whenever Afonso won't be able to push and get squashed by a falling cabinet thingy. We need to be careful with that. So yeah, a lot of stuff. That was the day that outline was starting. I was packing all of this, so I was really tired, and now I have to go through all of it and put it in like a list, trying to sell it to people who are local because I don't want to be shipping this stuff. And a lot of this stuff is very specific, and I probably won't ever have any use for it. But you know, that's I probably shouldn't have watched a lot of those American shows where they buy auctioning warehouses and they resell the stuff at the store. I don't have a store, so slightly missed that little detail. But you know, I'm gonna look around on Facebook. There must be some buy and sell places. Otherwise, there's in Portuguese this market called OLX, where you can sell secondhand stuff that you have lying around. So I might also try to put stuff listed there and see what happens. Right now it's cataloging everything, figuring out what I want to keep, if I have any use for it, and what I don't want to keep, figure out how much it costs to sell it used as is, and try to list it somewhere and try to get rid of it, and question marks, and then eventually some profit that will compensate the money I sank into the whole thing. I kind of regret it. Like the moment I bid, and I noticed that the other person wasn't outbidding me, I was like, oh shit! Now I'm gonna end up with a lot of crap that I don't really need, and I don't really want to waste my time trying to get rid of it. But well, now it's here, so I have to do something with it. Anyways, that was the video log. Just wanted to share the list of stuff that I have now lying around, because it's one of the things that I've been doing on the past week. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time. Bye bye everyone. Take care.